Wake up.
The vagus nerve and spiritual awakening. There is a nerve in your body that science is only beginning to understand. It runs from your brainstem down through your neck, branching into your heart, your lungs, your digestive system, connecting every major organ to your consciousness like roots reaching into the soil of your being. The ancient yogis called it the river of prana, the channel through which life force flows from the infinite into the finite. The Taoists called it the dragon current, the serpent of energy that coils and rises when the body becomes a vessel for spirit. The Gnostics recognized it as the silver cord that binds the soul to the body, the thread that connects the spark to the flame, the bridge between the world of matter and the world of light. Modern medicine calls it the vagus nerve, and they admit in their textbooks, in their journals, in the quiet admissions of researchers who have spent decades studying it, that they don't fully understand what it does. Why do some people awaken spontaneously while others meditate for decades and feel nothing? Why do traumatic experiences sometimes trigger spiritual breakthroughs, shattering the illusion of the separate self in a single moment? Why does deep breathing, something so simple, suddenly open doorways that years of seeking couldn't budge? Why does chanting, humming, singing, things children do without thinking, activate states of consciousness that monks spend lifetimes trying to reach? The answer lies in this nerve, this wandering nerve that connects your brain to your body, your mind to your heart, your fear to your safety, your separation to your connection. The vagus nerve is the physical gateway to the spiritual. When it's activated, the body becomes a vessel for higher consciousness. When it's dormant, when it's compressed, when it's blocked, the spirit remains trapped in survival mode, no matter how much you seek, no matter how much you read, no matter how many practices you try. Here's what the mystics knew and science is now confirming. Spiritual awakening is not just a psychological shift. It is not just a change in belief or a new understanding or a different way of seeing. It is a physiological transformation. The body must be prepared before the spirit can awaken. The nervous system must shift from survival to safety before the mind can be still. The vagus nerve is the bridge between the body and the soul, and when it's activated, everything changes. Your perception shifts, your fear dissolves, your connection to source becomes tangible, physical, undeniable. You don't just believe you are connected, you feel it in your chest, in your throat, in the pit of your stomach. You don't just hope you are safe, you know it. Your body tells you, and your body doesn't lie. The wandering nerve. Let us understand what this nerve actually is, this hidden bridge between the physical and the spiritual. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in your body. It is called vagus because it wanders, from the Latin word for wandering, for roaming, for traveling without a fixed destination. It begins in your brainstem, behind your ears, deep in the center of your skull, and it travels down through your neck, sending branches to your voice box, your throat, your heart, your lungs, your digestive system, your spleen, your kidneys. It connects your brain to every major organ in your body. It is the information superhighway between your mind and your body, and it is the only nerve that travels from your brain to your internal organs and then back again, carrying signals in both directions, telling your brain what your body is feeling and telling your body how to respond. The vagus nerve has two main branches, and understanding these two branches is essential to understanding why awakening happens for some and not for others. The dorsal branch is ancient, primal, reptilian. It is the freeze response, the oldest survival mechanism in the nervous system. When danger is too great to fight or flee, when the threat overwhelms your capacity to respond, this branch shuts you down. You dissociate, you collapse, you go numb. Your heart slows, your breath becomes shallow, your consciousness retreats from your body. This is not weakness, this is survival. This is what the body does when it cannot escape. The ventral branch is newer, more evolved. It is the social engagement system. It allows you to feel safe, to connect with others, to rest, to digest, to heal, to create, to love. When the ventral vagus is active, your face softens, your voice becomes resonant, your eyes make contact, your heart beats steadily, your breath flows freely. You feel present, you feel connected, you feel alive. This is the state of safety. This is the state of presence. This is the state of awakening. Stephen Porges, the neuroscientist who developed polyvagal theory, discovered that our nervous system has 3 states, 3 levels of response, 3 ways of being in the world. The first is ventral vagal, safe, connected, present. This is the state of the mystic. This is the state of the sage. This is the state of the one who knows they are not separate. The second is sympathetic, fight or flight. This is the state of anxiety, stress, fear, constant vigilance. This is the state of the modern human, always scanning for threat, always waiting for the next blow, always preparing to defend. The third is dorsal vagal, freeze, collapse, dissociation. This is the state of trauma, the state of the soul that has retreated from the body to survive. Most people live their entire lives oscillating between fight, flight, and freeze, never touching the ventral state where spiritual awakening lives. They are either running, fighting, or collapsed. They are either anxious, angry, or numb. And they wonder why they cannot meditate. They wonder why they cannot feel connected. They wonder why the practices that work for others don't work for them. The answer is not that they are doing something wrong. The answer is that their nervous system is trapped in survival mode. And until the vagus nerve is activated, until the ventral branch is online, the body cannot support the experience of awakening. The ancient traditions knew this without knowing the anatomy. They called it prana, chi, life force, kundalini. They taught that when the energy flows freely through the body, the practitioner experiences clarity, connection, peace, presence. When it is blocked, when it is stagnant, when it is compressed, they experience fear, anxiety, disconnection, numbness. The vagus nerve is the physical pathway of prana. It is the riverbed through which the life force flows. When it is activated, the energy flows. When it is compressed, when it is damaged, when it is dormant, the energy stagnates. The mystics were working with the vagus nerve long before science gave it a name. They were activating it through breath, through sound, through movement, through presence, and they called the result awakening. The missing link. Why do some people awaken spontaneously after a traumatic event, while others meditate for decades and feel nothing? This is one of the great mysteries of the spiritual path, and the answer lies in the vagus nerve. When the sympathetic system is overwhelmed, when fight or flight is no longer possible, the nervous system can sometimes make a leap directly to the ventral vagal state. The person who nearly drowns and suddenly feels profound peace, the one who loses everything and finds liberation, the one who faces death and discovers they were never alive. These are not exceptions. These are the vagus nerve activating under extreme conditions. I want you to imagine something. Imagine a rope bridge spanning a vast canyon. On one side is the sympathetic state, fear, anxiety, vigilance. On the other side is the ventral vagal state, safety, presence, connection. Most people spend their lives on the sympathetic side, never crossing. They try to build a bridge through effort, through force, through discipline, and the bridge collapses. But sometimes when the wind is strong enough, when the storm is fierce enough, when the rope is pulled taut by forces beyond your control, you find yourself on the other side, not because you crossed, because the crossing happened to you. This is what the mystics called the dark night of the soul. This is what the Gnostics called the awakening of the spark. This is what the yogis called the rising of kundalini. The nervous system, pushed to its limit, releases its grip. The fear, exhausted, finally lets go. And in that release, the ventral vagus activates. The body, having survived the unsurvivable,
discovers it was never in danger. The soul, having faced the void, discovers it was never separate. The spark, having burned through the illusion of death, discovers it was never born and will never die. But you don't have to wait for a crisis. You don't have to wait for trauma. You can activate the vagus nerve consciously, deliberately, gently. This is what the mystics were doing when they chanted for hours. This is what the yogis were doing when they practiced pranayama. This is what the monks were doing when they sat in silence, breathing, waiting, trusting. They were not trying to escape the body. They were preparing it. They were signaling to their nervous system that they were safe. They were telling their vagus nerve, you can relax, you can let go, you can open.
When the ventral vagus is active, your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, your digestion improves, your pupils dilate slightly, not from fear, but from presence. Your face softens, the muscles around your eyes and mouth relaxing. Your voice becomes resonant, rich, authentic. Your body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the chemical of connection. Your inflammation decreases, your immune system strengthens. You feel safe, you feel connected, you feel present. This is not metaphor, this is physiology. This is what the mystics called the peace that passes understanding. This is what the Gnostics called gnosis, direct knowing, the experience of truth in the body, not just in the mind. Studies have shown that people who report high levels of spiritual connection have higher vagal tone. People who meditate regularly have higher vagal tone. People who practice yoga, breathwork, chanting, humming, singing, all of these activate the vagus nerve. The research is catching up to what the mystics have always known. The spiritual path is not just psychological, it is not just intellectual, it is physiological. The body must be prepared, the nervous system must be shifted, and the vagus nerve is the key. Have you felt it? That deep sigh that comes from nowhere when your body suddenly releases something you didn't know you were holding? The spontaneous tears that aren't sad or happy, just releasing. The feeling of warmth spreading through your chest, radiating outward like a sun rising inside you. The sudden stillness when your mind stops racing and everything becomes clear. When the noise of your thoughts falls away and there is only presence, only now, only this. These are vagus nerve activations. They are not random. They are not accidents. They are your body preparing for awakening. They are the bridge beginning to form. They are the doorway beginning to open. 7 signs your vagus nerve is activating. Let me share with you the signs that your vagus nerve is awakening, that your body is preparing for the shift from survival to safety, from separation to connection, from seeking to finding. You may have experienced some of these already. You may be experiencing them now, and if you are, know that you are not imagining things. Something real is happening. The first sign is the deep sigh. Not the sigh of frustration, not the sigh of exhaustion, not the sigh of someone who has given up. A different sigh. A sigh that comes from somewhere deeper than your lungs, somewhere older than your breath. You find yourself exhaling slowly, fully, completely, and something in your body releases. A tension you didn't know you were holding, a weight you didn't know you were carrying, a story you didn't know you were telling yourself. This is the vagus nerve resetting. It's your nervous system shifting from survival to safety. Honor it. Don't suppress it. When the sigh comes, let it come. Let it be complete. Let it do its work. The second sign is spontaneous tears. You cry for no reason. Not sad tears, not happy tears, not tears of grief or tears of joy. Just release. Your eyes well up. A few tears fall, and then it's gone. You might be driving. You might be washing dishes. You might be sitting in silence, and suddenly, without warning, your eyes fill. This is the vagus nerve connecting to your tear ducts, releasing stored tension, releasing held emotion,
releasing what the body has been holding for years. Let it happen. Don't analyze it. Don't stop it. Don't ask why. Your body knows what it's doing. Let the tears be what they are. Release. The third sign is the warmth in your chest. You feel warmth spreading through your chest, a physical warmth, not emotional, not imagined, not metaphorical. It starts in the center of your chest behind your sternum and radiates outward, into your shoulders, down your arms, into your belly. You might feel it when you're breathing deeply. You might feel it when you hear a certain sound. You might feel it for no reason at all. In the yogic tradition, this is the awakening of the heart chakra, the center of connection, the seat of compassion. In the Gnostic tradition, it is the spark beginning to glow, the light of the monad becoming visible within you. Rest in it. Let it expand. Don't try to control it. Don't try to make it bigger. Let it be what it is. This is what you've been seeking. This is what you've always been. The fourth sign is the quiet mind. Your mind stops, not because you're trying to make it stop, not because you're concentrating or focusing or forcing, because it stops on its own. The chatter, the commentary, the endless loop of planning and remembering and worrying and rehearsing, suddenly silent. There is no effort, there is no struggle, there is just silence. This is the vagus nerve calming the amygdala, the fear center of your brain. When the vagus is active, the fear center quiets, and when the fear center quiets, the mind follows. This is not the mind being controlled. This is the mind being released. This is the beginning of true meditation. This is what you've been seeking. This is what you've always been. The fifth sign is the resonance in your voice. Your voice changes. It becomes deeper, richer, more resonant. When you speak, you feel it vibrating in your chest, in your throat, in your whole body. People notice. They say your voice sounds different. They say it sounds like you. This is the vagus nerve connecting to your vocal cords, activating the muscles of your throat, opening your voice to its full expression. In ancient traditions, this is the voice of truth. When the vagus is active, you cannot lie, you cannot pretend, you cannot perform. Your voice becomes authentic. Listen to it, trust it, let it speak what it needs to speak. The sixth sign is the gut knowing. You feel things in your gut, not anxiety, not the flutter of fear, knowing, a sense of what's right and what's not, located in the pit of your stomach, in the center of your belly. You know before you think, you feel before you reason, you trust before you understand. The vagus nerve connects your brain to your digestive system, to what scientists call the second brain, the enteric nervous system. When it's active, you have access to a different kind of intelligence, not the intelligence of the mind, the intelligence of the body. This is intuition, not as a concept, but as a physical sensation. Trust it, it knows. The seventh sign is the stillness. You feel still, not frozen, not collapsed, not the stillness of fear or the stillness of dissociation, a different stillness, a deep, grounded, rooted stillness that doesn't need to move, doesn't need to do, doesn't need to become. You are here, you are present, you are enough. This is the ventral vagus fully active. This is safety. This is presence. This is the ground of awakening. Rest here. Don't try to hold on to it. Don't try to make it last. Let it be what it is. This is what you've been seeking. This is what you've always been. How to activate the gateway. The vagus nerve is not something you force. You cannot command it to activate through willpower. You cannot demand that your nervous system release its grip. The vagus nerve responds to invitation, not coercion. It opens in the presence of safety, not effort. You activate it through practices that signal to your body that you are not in danger, that you are safe, that you can rest, that you can let go. These practices have been used for millennia by mystics who understood that the body must be prepared before the spirit can awaken. They are simple, they are gentle, and they work. The first practice is deep belly breathing. The vagus nerve is connected to your diaphragm. When you breathe deeply into your belly, when you let your diaphragm move fully, you stimulate the vagus nerve directly. Not shallow chest breathing, the breath of anxiety. Deep, slow, diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, feeling your belly rise. Exhale for 6 counts, feeling your belly fall. The longer exhale signals safety. It tells your nervous system you can relax. Do this for 5 minutes a day. It will change your nervous system. It will change your life. The second practice is humming and chanting. The vagus nerve connects to your vocal cords. When you hum, when you chant, when you make sounds that resonate in your chest, you stimulate the vagus nerve directly. Om is not just a sacred syllable, it is a physiological tool. When you chant Om, you feel it vibrating in your chest, in your throat, in your skull. That vibration is activating your vagus nerve. This is not superstition, this is science. Chant it, hum it, feel it. Let the sound do its work.
The third practice is cold exposure. Cold water on your face, on your neck, on your body activates the vagus nerve. The mammalian dive reflex, triggered by cold water on the face, immediately stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Your heart slows, your breath deepens, your body relaxes. This is why people who practice cold exposure report profound peace, clarity, presence. They are not just enduring discomfort, they are activating their vagus nerve. Splash cold water on your face. End your shower with cold water. Feel the activation. Let it wake you up. The fourth practice is gargling and singing. The vagus nerve is activated by the muscles in your throat. Gargling water, singing loudly, humming, all of these stimulate the vagus nerve. The mystics knew this. They chanted for hours. They sang their prayers. They let their voices rise and fall, not just for worship, but for activation. Gargle water in the morning. Sing in the shower. Let your throat open. Let your voice be free. Your vagus nerve will thank you. The fifth practice is social connection. The ventral vagus is the social engagement system. It activates when you feel safe with others. Genuine connection, eye contact, being seen and heard, these are not just emotional experiences, they are physiological activations. This is why spiritual community matters. It's not just nice to have, it's necessary for awakening. Find people who see you. Find people who hear you. Find people who hold space for you. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be known. Your vagus nerve needs connection to activate. The sixth practice is the declaration. Speak this. Say it out loud. Say it until you feel it in your body. I am safe. I am present. I am connected. Not as a mantra to repeat mindlessly, as a signal to your nervous system. Your body hears you. Your vagus nerve responds to safety cues. Give it the cues it needs. Tell your body it is safe. Tell your body it can relax. Tell your body it can open. Eventually, it will believe you. Eventually, it will respond. Eventually, the gateway will open. The crossing. You stand at a threshold now. Not a threshold you have to earn. Not a threshold you have to prove yourself worthy of crossing. Not a door you have to break down with effort or discipline or years of striving. A door that is opening because your body is ready, because your nervous system is shifting, because the vagus nerve, the wandering nerve, the ancient bridge between the physical and the spiritual, the silver cord the Gnostics spoke of, the river of prana the yogis followed, is beginning to activate within you. You have been seeking spiritual awakening. You have been reading, meditating, practicing, hoping, waiting, wondering when it would finally happen. And all along, the gateway was in your body. All along, the door was in your breath, in your voice, in your heart, in the stillness that arises when your nervous system finally feels safe enough to let go. The practices are simple. The activation is possible. The awakening is waiting. Not for you to become something you're not for you to earn something you don't have, not for you to transform into a perfect being who never feels fear or doubt or pain. For you to let go of what you've been holding, for you to release what you've been carrying, for you to finally, fully, completely inhabit the body that has been waiting for you to arrive, waiting for you to stop trying to escape it, waiting for you to recognize it as the temple it has always been. The body is not the enemy of the spirit. The body is not the prison the Gnostics warned about. The body is the vessel. The body is the temple. The body is the gateway. And the vagus nerve is the key that unlocks it. You can continue to seek outside yourself. You can continue to read, to study, to search for the next technique, the next teacher, the next book, the next experience that will finally deliver what you've been seeking. Or you can turn inward. You can breathe. You can hum. You can sing. You can feel. You can let your body release what it has been holding for years, for decades, for lifetimes. You can let your nervous system shift from survival to safety, from vigilance to presence, from separation to connection. You can let the gateway open. The choice is yours. But know this, the gateway is opening anyway. The vagus nerve is activating. The awakening is happening, whether you feel ready or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you can name it or not. The only question is whether you will let yourself be carried through. If you've experienced any of these signs, if your vagus nerve is activating, if your body is beginning to release what it has been holding, if you feel the doorway opening, comment the sign you've been feeling most below. Sigh, tears, warmth, stillness, resonance, knowing. Whatever it is, let the community know they're not alone. Let your body know it's safe. Your voice matters. Your acknowledgement matters. When you speak, you make it real. When you name what is happening, you claim it. Please help our channel grow and spread this message by like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your engagement helps more people discover the hidden gateway to awakening, helps more people realize that their body is not an obstacle to the spiritual path. It is not something to transcend or escape. It is the path itself, the only path, the path you've been walking your whole life without knowing it. Remember, you didn't find this video by accident. Your body is ready to awaken. Your vagus nerve is the gateway, and now you know how to open it. Rise, spark, rise.